So here's our agenda for today. We're going to hear from Provost Catherine Black, who will share a little bit of a welcome for us, and then our requirements for the scholarship competition, some information about our event as a whole, what you can expect on the day when you come, some interview tips and tricks, some essay tips and tricks, and then an honors program overview from one of our honors ambassadors. And then we'll have some time at the end for some Q&A. So I'm going to hand things over to our provost, Catherine Black.
All right, thank you so much, Katie. Welcome, everyone. As Katie said, my name is Catherine Black. I'm the provost of the University of Hartford. And if you've not heard that term provost before, that's okay. It is the person at the university who oversees all of the academic programs, all of the majors that you're thinking about. That's what a provost does. We are so glad that you are with us tonight. And let me start simply by saying congratulations. It's a big deal to be invited to the scholarship competition. Of all the students who apply to the University of Hartford, we select the very top students to participate in this competition. So the very fact that you have been selected is an achievement in and of itself. So pat yourselves on the back for that. But I also want to say congratulations because the fact that you have chosen to be here tonight reflects something really important about you. The fact that you are here tonight suggests that you care about your work and that you are willing to go the extra mile to be even better than you already are. So that drive for excellence, that drive for improvement and for always doing your best, that drive is going to help you succeed in college, and it's going to help you succeed no matter what you do in your life. So congratulations on having that work ethic and that drive. Before we get to the tips for our competition, I want to say a bit about the University of Hartford. We have lots of opportunities here to stretch your academic wings, so to speak. We have an honors program. We have research opportunities. We have internships. We have study abroad. And you can do any and all of them if you so choose. In fact, we find that our high achieving students are more likely to get involved in lots of things on campus. So I encourage you to do that. We have clubs, we have organizations, we have athletics, intramurals, lots of ways to get involved, both academically and extracurricularly. So I would encourage you to soak that all in and participate. The other piece I'll say about the University of Hartford is that we value success, value student success, and we work very hard to provide the support that you will need to be successful. You will have an opportunity to work with outstanding faculty who care about students, who care about teaching, who care about being in the classroom, and helping you achieve all of the goals and dreams that you have for your college experience during college and well beyond college. They want to help you be the best you can be. And those faculty are supplemented by faculty and staff advisors outside the classroom, tutoring availability, career development support, which you're going to hear a little bit more about in just a moment. And again, we find our strongest students take advantage of all of those resources and to make them even stronger. And this workshop tonight on essay writing and interviewing and career support, that this is just another example of the kind of support we provide our students. So again, we are very glad that you are with us tonight, and we're very excited to welcome you to campus over the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to just end by wishing you luck, not only with the scholarship competition, but with your college choice. I know it's a big deal for you and your family, so good luck with that decision. And I will turn it over now to Colette Ronaldo, who is our Director of Admissions Operations. Colette.
Thank you so much, Provost Black. Hi, everybody. I would like to also express my excitement to be welcoming all of you to campus this month for one of our 2 scholarship competitions. And I'm going to be going over the requirements for the competition, as well as what you can expect from the main event when you visit campus. So there are 3 main components of the scholarship competition. First is the main event itself, which, depending on what date you are registered for, is either this Saturday, February 10th, or Sunday, February 25th. All participants are required to attend one of these 2 dates. The second requirement is the completion of a one-on-one interview, which will take place in person on the day of your visit to campus. And lastly, each participant will be required to complete a written essay, and we'll be sharing more details on all of these components as we move through tonight's presentation. So for the main event, again, those dates are February 10th and February 25th. While you are on campus, you will have the opportunity to participate in a welcome program featuring university leadership, past scholarship competition participants, and a panel discussion with alumni. After the welcome program, attendees will be able to participate in various activities at their leisure, including networking receptions featuring faculty, staff, and alumni, a resource fair that will include representatives from athletics, graduate studies, residential life, and others. There will also be refreshments served during that time. Campus tours will be offered on an ongoing basis beginning at noon, and there will also be an honors presentation at 1 p.m. And of course, what all of you are anticipating is the interview. So you will receive your interview time slot and location at check-in. And you can enjoy any of the other programming either as you wait for your interview time or after you complete your interview. And while this is a competition, we also want you to get the most out of your time on campus. So we want to get to know you better while you also get to know campus better. So we really hope that you'll take advantage of these great program offerings throughout your day. So that's the main piece of the in-person components of the competition, which leaves the essay. So the essay will become available to you the day of your event. So if you are registered for the in-person event on February 10th, then the essay will be available starting on Saturday, February 10th, and it must be submitted by Saturday, February 17th. So you do have a week to work on that. If you're registered for the in-person event on February 25th, then it will become available that day, and it must be submitted by Sunday, March 3rd. You will access your essay via your applicant portal, and an email will be sent to you notifying you when your essay is available, and login instructions will also be included at that point. My colleagues and I are going to be sharing even more details about the interview and essay components. So I'll conclude my piece by just going over what you can expect once you complete all of the components of the competition. So we anticipate that all of our full and partial award winners, as well as our $1,000 participation award winners, will be notified by the beginning of April. And we know that you're all very anxiously awaiting the results of this competition. So please rest assured that we work as quickly as we can once we have those final essay scores tabulated after the final event to make sure that we get back to you in as timely a fashion as possible. So again, we look forward to seeing you all on campus. We wish you all the best of luck. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Alex Corey, Associate Vice President, Corporate Partnerships and Career Experiences, as well as Michaela Robinson, Career Ambassador in Class of 2026, to share more info on interview logistics and tips.
Alex, you're pulling a Katie, you're muted. It's frozen, oh no. She's gonna run over to sit with Michaela. This is on the fly, folks. Now we're gonna have
all right. Hi, everybody. I'm Alex Corey. I oversee our career services department and career experiences here at the University of Hartford, but more importantly, I'm a proud alum of this place. I've worked here a really long time, and I know that when you come to visit here, either on the 10th or the 25th, you are going to see how special it is, just like I always have. Michaela and I are here to talk about the interview portion of the day, which we know is the portion of the day that brings the most nerves. We also know there's nothing we can say that are going to completely take away those nerves, but we hope that Michaela, who was once in your shoes, will be able to give you some advice so that you feel the most prepared as possible. The interviews are about 20 minutes long. They're conducted by mostly faculty and staff. However, we do have some wonderful alums who are coming to campus to do some of these interviews. You cannot find out the time of your interview until you are here, though we know you'll be anxious to know when it is. So as soon as you get to check in is when you'll be able to find out when that interview session is. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to one of our awesome career ambassadors, Michaela Robinson, who's majoring in psychology and in the class of 2026.
Hi, everyone. So like Alex said, I was in your shoes at one point. I competed when I was coming into UHart. And I can say that it is like the most nerve-wracking part, but honestly, with these tips, I hope it does help you out a little bit. So I would say to prepare yourself, I would say to just like talk about yourself. So it just treat it like a conversation, basically. That's the best way that I can explain it. It's very easy flowing. Like once you walk into it, the nerves kind of settle down. At least the person that I was interviewing with was very sweet. They're all very nice. Just treat it like a conversation. And make sure your technology is off. I think I left my phone with my mom. I would suggest you do that too, because I know sometimes people pick up their phone like a nervous fidget. So I would leave that away and dress for the day. So just dress in like something that's formal, something that's nice, probably not a sweatsuit or leggings or something like that. So just be yourself. Like I said, it's a conversation. So they want to get to know you and what makes you unique and kind of sets you apart from everyone else. Don't just say what they think they want to hear. They want to hear something that's authentic. So again, just be yourself. And it's okay to be honest about something. If you don't know how to answer something, or if you feel like it might not sound good, just you can still say it. And also be curious. So if you have any questions that you think you want to ask the interviewers, then I would come prepared with any questions that you would have. And another tip that's not on here, but I would recommend is to practice at home if you can. So if you want to talk out loud to like someone around you or talk in the mirror and just kind of practice how it's going to like play out your answers, it definitely does help. And then just bring in any stories about yourself. So like your extracurriculars, what successes you have in and out of the classroom. And also be thinking about what you would bring to the UHart community, like what you would bring here if you were to attend here. Yeah, perfect.
Thank you, Michaela. And now we will turn it over to Brian Cinch, who's our chair of English and Modern Languages, who can give you some tips to ace that essay portion.
Thank you, Alex. Hi, folks. My name is Brian Cinch. I've been working at the University of Hartford for 18 years and have been an interviewer and an essay reader for the scholarship competition since its inception, which I think was 2018. So for 5 or 6 years. And so I've read a lot of essays and I've talked to a lot of prospective students. And I can say, along with Alex and Michaela, that this is just a really fun day. People are looking forward to meeting you. And I always find myself inspired after talking to students. So just be yourself and things will go fine. When it comes to the essay, I do have a few tips, and mostly they start with an idea that you're probably familiar with from your high school experiences, which is, and I'll get to the sort of logistical piece in a second here, but is consider your audience. Consider who's reading your essay, and that the answer to that is mostly faculty members at the university. So I don't say that to freak you out and think, oh, it has to be perfect because it's going to be read by college professors. No, that's not what I mean. I mean to say that we've read a lot of these essays. And so, you know, you want to stand out in some way, and that doesn't mean not telling the truth. You definitely want to tell the truth too. But you know, you want to avoid cliche. You want to try to share something about yourself that's special, that means something to you, and explain to your readers why it means something to you. So, you know, I think Michaela said this: don't tell us what you think we want to hear, because what we really want to hear is a real person speaking about things that matter to them. All right, so that would be my first big tip is be yourself in writing, be honest, and share something that makes you special, you know, that makes you different. Everybody's gone to high school. All of you got A's in all of your classes, or else you wouldn't be here. So think about that. Think about the fact that everybody's going to have that story to tell, and tell the story that makes you different from everyone else. All right, that makes you sound like someone we want to have in our community. So down here, this last little tip: don't forget to proofread. Yes, you need to proofread, but I want to insist that grammar is the least important thing about your essay. All the people reading this understand that you're writing on a time limit, and that you're writing without a word processor, and that you're just not in a position to do the most polished work possible. So everybody reading understands that, and small, you know, typos, punctuation errors, things like that, don't sweat that stuff. All right, just focus on your voice and telling your story. So I realize I've gone out of order, as I often do. Sorry about that, Katie. But if you go back to logistics, I'll hit some of that stuff now. So you can see when the essay will be available. You have a week to do it, and it is completed via your application portal after you come for the interview, right? So my only recommendation on this is give yourself some time, right? Go to, you know, make sure that you have a couple of hours, make sure you're in a quiet place where you're not going to be disturbed, and you can focus on the essay, because you're not going to be able to see the prompt until you start writing. You will have choices, or a choice between two prompts once you begin. So, you know, take a minute to do some pre-writing stuff, brainstorm, what am I going to say? And then start the writing process. But because you don't see the prompt until you log in, you know, you want to be ready to go and give yourself time to complete the essay. We recommend 750 to 1,200 words. If you're thinking about how long that translates into in terms of pages, it's about 2 to 3 typed double-spaced pages. But you know, don't worry too much about the word count, just like proofreading. Again, tell the truth, tell your story, share with us what makes you someone special, someone that we want to have be part of the University of Hartford community. The last thing I'll say about the prompts: I don't know what they are. I don't write them. I have no inside information to share. But the prompts will always give you a chance to talk about yourself. So so you can be thinking in advance about stories that you want to share or things that you want to share, and that will prepare you for the essay. You will certainly have an opportunity to share some of those important things when you write. So in terms of preparation, just like I keep saying, think about what makes you think about what makes you special. You can ask questions during the Q&A portion, but for now, that'll be all I have to say about writing. And I'm going to pass it over to Dawn, who's going to share more.
Hello, so I am an honors representative of the University of Hartford, and I would like to talk to you guys about honors. So the honors program is 18 credits of excellence. It's not 18 credits on top of your curriculum, it's embedded into your curriculum. So everyone needs to take general education classes such as academic writing. Well, you can make that an honors class, and it's not like an AP class. It's a class taught by the top faculty with like-minded people. And it really is so beneficial to be in the honors program, because not only does it look really good on paper, but you're able to form bonds with your professors. after doing about 6 credits worth of the general education requirements, you're able to do honors contracts. These are contracts that you sign with the professor of a course, and you basically do something above and beyond what your classmates are doing. For example, if you were to take a genetics class and you were really interested in the genetics of age-related macular degeneration, which is what I did, and you decide to do a separate research project dedicated to that. Not only are you doing something that you're passionate about, but it is something you can talk about when you apply for a job interview or for graduate school. And I really want to enforce the idea that these are not AP classes. This is very doable, very achievable. You will always have someone guiding you along the way, such as an honors coordinator. Each college has their own honors coordinator and different requirements, but you won't be on this journey alone. If anyone has any questions, you guys can definitely ask it in the chat. But other than that, that's my overview of the honors program.
Thank you, Dawn. I wondered if you could share a little bit about your experience as a past scholarship competitor yourself, so that our friends on the call can get an idea of what it's like. I know Michaela shared a little bit, but just another perspective about what it's like to be on the ground on the day here going through the process.
So my experience was a little different. Unfortunately, it was during COVID, so my interview process was online. It was definitely very nervous signing into the call, but the professor that interviewed me was extremely nice, extremely kind. It made the environment feel very calm. And as I spoke my words to her, it just felt natural, like the environment just wasn't stressful. It was very welcoming, and all the professors here at the University of Hartford are just so nice. And hopefully one of the professors or one of the interviewers you may get to know once you arrive on campus in fall of 2025.